Meow.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. I said meow because I was saying starting now, but Gizmo is right next to me.
Gizmo, do you have anything to report? Anything to say?
Hi there, everybody.
Holy shit, Gizmo just talked. First time
Wow,
ever.
dude, Gizmo.
Cat recorded speaking. This is live television, Gizmo. What do you have to say?
I love everybody. Trans rights matter. Yay, Gizmo. That's interesting. She said her own name there.
Yeah, and love a trans ally.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. She's speaking about important topics.
Yeah, dude. She knows how to. She's given a platform, and she uses it for good.
Well, hi everybody.
What's up?
It's me, Abby, and
Ethan.
And this is a show where we talk about stuff because guess what?
Hey, we could talk about that.
Holy shit, that was one of our... I think that was the best thing we've ever done, honestly.
Gotta stop it there.
Yeah. All right, everyone, that's been the podcast.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Today, our topic is... Fear.
Oh,
I thought you were going to stop.
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about fear today.
So scary.
Yeah, lots of things to be scared about. And, oh, God, in today's day and age, you know what I mean?
Dude, it's easier to say, what are you not scared of?
Yeah. What do you remember your first fear being? Like, do you have a memory of something that, like, you remember being scared of for the first time?
That's really interesting. I don't know why. The first thing that comes to my mind is, like, metal slides. And just, I didn't like how, like, they would be, like, sticky on my skin, and they would, like...
Sticky?
They'd give, like, rub your skin weird and give you, like, weird, like, burns and stuff. Yeah,
I thought you were going to talk about how they were hot. Like, how they'd sit in the sun, and then you'd, like, roast, like, bacon in a skillet sliding down that thing. Sizzling, too.
I'm never too scared of heat. I remember being young, and I, like, touched, like, an iron, like a clothing iron. Yeah.
Just put your palm on the front end of it.
Yeah, and it hurt. Really hurt.
Yeah.
You learn not to do it.
That would. I did that. I touched the glass on our fireplace because it's not one that we'd like actually heat ourselves. So I thought, oh, that's just an LED, and like the heat's got to be coming out of the little vents or whatever. Like I'm fine. I can touch the glass. Touched it and like singed my finger pretty bad.
And now that's why you have a lifelong fear of glass.
Yeah, terrified of it. Can't even look at it. God.
Glassophobia. Oh, that's what we should have. Maybe we should have done some research.
Phobias.
Yeah, to look up some weird. I guess I could do it now.
Yeah.
I'll clip my mic on.
Yeah. Try to find something.
What
was
your
crazy.
First fear?
Well, I was thinking of like the heat fire thing because when Katie and I were little, I mean, I bet you we were like 4 years old or something. It was the 4th of July, and classic 4th of July, you've got sparklers. I thought sparklers were so fun until I like held one of my own and panic set in as I saw it, like the little flame going down closer and closer to my fingers, my poor little fingers just gripping on.
Sparklers are fucking scary, man.
They are, and what happened, I don't know, I literally don't know how this happened, but Kate and I each had like a sparkler in each hand, and I don't know if whoever handed them to us didn't make sure that our hands were like further down on the stick, or if they weren't fucking covering the part where the flame is. Yeah. But regardless, we totally singed the shit out of our hands because like when you have two sticks of fire as a 4-year-old, it's like I don't want to put this down because I don't want to start fire out on this beach or whatever.
I mean, I always remember them being like, "Okay, careful, don't put it on the ground," you know.
And that was always what was said is careful, just don't drop it.
Yeah.
So if that's the only thing I have to do, but the flame is burning my hands, what do I do? And it's not like I can just hand it to somebody.
Did you ever?
So Kate and I just looked at each other and started crying as it's going down and burning our hands. But I did get some cool Band-Aids after that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on every single finger on my hand except one, I think.
That's pretty radical.
Yeah, they were sick. We didn't buy them. We were staying in a family friend's cabin.
you guys staring at each other while the things
Sticks
are
are
burning
burning.
down. That's pretty cinematic, and it
Yeah.
also reminds me of Volcanodizer, Joel's newest movie, filmed
Oh,
by Joel Petrikis.
shout out.
Yeah, it's like there's a part in the movie. I guess I'm just gonna fucking spoil this movie. I don't give a shit. Fuck you.
Oh, do you want to spoil it?
Yeah, yeah. I know you've
I
seen
know
it. We
I've
watched
seen
it
it,
together. Yeah, I'm just gonna spoil it. Yeah, it reminds me of the part where they have like the suicide contraptions on.
Yeah.
And they have like the M80s in their mouth, and like they're both lit, and they're just like screaming at each other.
Yeah. It's very that. Yeah. That was exactly it. God, Joel got the idea from me and Katie.
Yeah.
He must have been there watching. But yeah, that was scary. So I think fire is one of my first ones. Also heights. And I'm not sure if I've talked about this before. I know I've told you a number of times, but I have a very strong fear of heights. And I've recently realized it's not so much a fear of heights as it is a fear of falling. Like that's the thing that I think is really fucking scary.
Right. Well, I think that's
But
probably the fear at the core of everyone's fear of heights.
Yeah, but some people also don't like the perspective. It's like the same with like submechanophobia or something, or not
What?
submechanophobia,
What is
but the
that?
one where it's like
Is that fear
things
of
are too big. Like
submarines?
it's about perspective. Like you don't like a weird perspective.
Yeah.
Like underwater and there's things. That's submechanophobia.
thalassophobia.
Thalassophobia is the one where it's like a big thing.
That's fear of and like underwater,
Underwater?
unknown kind of.
Yeah. Look at you.
There's a big subreddit called r/thalassophobia.
What was I talking about?
You were talking about fear of falling,
Oh yeah.
falling in love with me.
Goofy guy. No, so my fear all started like from another 4th of July. God, a lot of very quintessential things happening on the 4th of July for me, I'm realizing. We're related to fear.
Whoa.
But there were the fireworks downtown. Or
The
no, that was
4th of
Coast Guard.
July.
That was Coast Guard, never mind. But still a summertime event.
Yeah. Oh, very, very 4th of July coded.
Yeah. Bunch of fireworks.
4th of July Part 2.
Yeah.
Well, does it come before? Isn't it in September?
No, it's not in September. It's like in summer. I couldn't tell you when.
September is summer.
It is not. It's literally the end. I want to
Okay.
say it's in like July or August.
Sure. Okay.
Like that kind of summer, not leaves are turning brown summer. But let me tell my story.
Yeah. Sorry.
So instead of like going downtown because Katie and I were little, and we didn't want to deal with all the crowds and traffic and stuff, our house was situated in a spot in Grand Haven where like you could go to the church next door and watch the fireworks, or we could get like on our roof since we were on a hill
Right.
and like see the fireworks from the roof. So in order to get a really good view, that was my dad's idea. He thought, yeah, let's just go on the roof. Mom did not want to go on the roof. She thought, oh, because she has a fear of heights. But this wasn't something that we'd really talked about or addressed because we'd never really been in a spot where we talked about heights.
Right.
And I just thought, oh, that's weird that Mom doesn't want to go up on the roof with us. That makes me feel like something bad could happen. Instead of, yay, just exciting watching the fireworks. And so we're moseying our way up the roof, and it's like really rough, and Katie and I are wearing play clothes because we don't want our like clothes to get ripped. So it's like, oh, it's gonna be kind of dirty up here.
Right.
And I didn't like
Yeah,
getting...
shingles are pretty. It's pretty rough texture.
Yeah, like just a little bunch of stones and a chunk of rubber or something. I'm feeling.
There's a lot of tar.
Yeah. But we got up on the roof, and Katie and I are on either side of Dad, and he's like guarding us, but we get kind of right up to the edge of the roof, and we can look over the edge, and I just see Mom with her arms like outstretched right underneath us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like ready to catch
Yes,
you. Yeah, you
she's,
told me about this
yes,
before.
she's like waiting down below, just like screaming at us. Well, not really screaming at us, but she's just like silent tears as she's watching us with her arms
God.
outstretched. Like, I'm gonna catch you girls if you fall. I'll catch you if you fall.
Her fear of heights extended to you guys.
Yeah.
Also.
And so in that moment, I was like, yay, fireworks. Oh my God. And then I turn and I like Mom's just crying, waiting for me to
Right.
die, essentially.
Do you think that almost it instilled it in you?
Oh, absolutely.
Like your mom doing that made you think, oh, I should be afraid right
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
All
That
right.
is exactly what happened. And I know that like very strongly.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I wanted to talk about fears, because I know exactly where that fear came from.
Right.
And hey, it's served me good. I've lived this long.
So we gotta get on the roof of this house now to conquer that fear.
This one would be fine. This is just flat right here.
I'm talking the very roof. The tippy top.
Knock on the roof, try to get the neighbors' attention upstairs. Be a weird time to introduce ourselves.
Stomp on the ceiling and be like, how do you like it?
Oh, God. I mean, at least it's not like that over here in your room. My room is
your room
off
is
because it's right by the stairs.
Yeah.
Going up. Fun anatomy of this apartment that you guys don't know about.
Nor do they care. What do you think archibutryphobia is? Archibutryphobia.
Can I read it?
No, because it's right next to the...
Ethan, can you cover the definition with your hand? Because I need to...
might be able to do.
I might just say it differently, which might make me actually get it right.
It's number 1 right there.
Number 1 right there.
This one.
Oh. Arachibutyrophobia. That's got to be something with spiders. You're scared of spiders' butts.
Fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth.
Aw. I feel like I've heard about that before.
Really?
Yeah.
That feels fake. That feels like a... They're putting this in here so they can get cited in a BuzzFeed article. That's how it feels to me.
I don't know about that phobia, but they talk about, too much peanut butter gets stuck to the roof of your mouth. Is what that one kid says in Meet the Robinsons when he's doing his little peanut butter and jelly invention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's talking about the ratio.
Yeah, the guy.
The kid.
Mr. Robinson.
Yeah. Why do I want to call him Eric? It's not Eric.
It's like Nedson or something like that.
We get it wrong every time.
Gorbachev.
What about Goob?
Goob, yeah. He's the bad guy.
Yeah. What was he afraid of?
Nomophobia.
Oh.
Nomophobia.
Is it with a G at the front?
Nomo phobia. Nomophobia. This one actually
Scared of having no more fears.
No. It's fear of being without your phone.
Oh, interesting.
That actually does seem kind of real.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just kind of like a reflex. Go to your phone if you're in a weird situation.
Yeah, you got it down second.
Yep. Boop. I'm doing something. I'm being social. I'm normal versus just standing and staring.
Yeah.
Oh, I had an interview at name of restaurant that I won't say because I'm going to say mean things about them.
We still want to go there at some point.
Yeah. But I went to interview and I got to the second round of interviews and it was with the manager, and at the very end, like, he wanted to give me the like onboarding booklet or something, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, like, I really like you. It seems like it could be a really good fit. Let me get this ready for you." And then he went in the back to grab it, and somebody clearly said something to him, because then by the time he came back, he didn't hand me a booklet. But it was just kind of a weird thing. But anyways, I always get really nervous waiting for an interview, but I don't want to just seem like, oh, I'm just stuck on my phone. Like, I need to, because I don't want to be that person.
Right.
So I actively wasn't on my phone the entire time. And so one of the other waitresses, like, walked up to me and said, like, "You can go on your phone if you want. Like,
really?
It's going to be a couple minutes."
She literally was like, wow, literally addressed you that you wanted to be on your phone.
Yeah, because I was too scared to look weird being on my phone.
I wonder what that phobia is.
Yeah.
That's just social anxiety, I think.
Yeah, I think so. You got another one?
I do. I got arithmophobia. This one seems pretty easy.
Scared of arithmetic?
Yeah, fear of numbers.
Yeah. At first I thought you said rhythm, and I was going to say something about music, so I did almost get that wrong.
Fear of music.
You know, triskaidekaphobia? It's in Mr. McGorm's Wonder Emporium.
Yeah, triskaidekaphobia. Fuck. We've talked about it before. Fuck.
Yeah.
What is it?
Fear of the number 13.
That's right.
Isn't that such a weird one?
Yeah. But I mean, that's true. A lot of cultures think 13's an unlucky number.
Yeah.
That's why there's not floor 13s in some hotels.
You were born on the 13th.
13's a very lucky number to me.
Yeah.
Just a matter of perspective.
I went to the cemetery today and I saw a dude named William that was also born January 13th. Took a picture to show him to Ethan.
Shout out to my previous life.
I did ask if I could take a picture of the tombstone. I always do that if I take a picture, just to be respectful. You don't know. What if they're there and they feel like that's an invasion of...
Yeah. This dude from
space.
the 1800s like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, he died in 1950. Was born in like 1857, 18 something.
Dude, that's freaking crazy. Like, imagine...
It's a really old cemetery.
That's a hard life living back then. Like,
That's why so many people died in the 20s.
Yeah, man.
I saw a lot of, like, I saw a 26-year-old that died, saw a 29-year-old died.
Like a 3-day-old.
Saw a 4-year-old, or, yeah. I did see a 4-year-old one also. At least I'm pretty sure, but it was kind of, the year was rubbed off. But a 4-day-old.
That's really stinky.
Yeah.
What do you think the worst fear to have would be? Like the most crippling fear.
The people that are scared to leave their house.
Oh, like agoraphobe?
Yeah. I think that would be awful to have.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I do have social anxiety, like, really bad, which does make me just want to stay inside. But I know that I always feel better when I do go outside and talk to a person.
Yeah.
Or just kind of communicate in some way. So, like, I feel like that would just be, like, a downward spiral of, like, your own hell.
Right.
Like, only seeing the same 4 walls. I would go crazy.
Right.
I wouldn't be a person anymore is what would happen. So I think that would be a really scary fear to have.
Yeah, and so debilitating. And
Yeah.
Just, like, everything.
Like, no access to that outside world.
Right. And, like,
You get really weirdly self-involved.
Probably can't trust, like, anything.
I would probably start cutting off limbs.
Oh. God, that's dramatic.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like I would go fucking crazy, and then I'd, like, make a character that's my pinky, and then I'd, like, have an argument one day with my pinky, and then I'd say, no more pinky, chop it off.
It's like SpongeBob, and it's like, all my friends are here. With his fingers. And then you just start arguing with one.
Yeah. That would be me. I'd be SpongeBob, and I'd be dead in my house.
What is plutophobia?
I really hope it's not fear of the planet Pluto, but I feel like it's got to maybe plutonium.
Do you know...
It's the fear of superheroes?
Do you know... Have you ever heard of a plutocracy?
Don't get started on government with me.
Noam,
you know my lack
Noam
of
Chomsky
education.
has declared the United States a plutocracy.
Do you want to just tell me
It's
what
the fear
it
of
is?
money.
Okay.
And then a plutocracy is the people with the most money are the ones running the country. So yeah,
yeah, I could not have guessed that.
Xanthophobia. This is a fun one.
Xantha with the X?
Xantho phobia.
Xantho. I know about xanthan gum, because that's a type of...
What color is xanthan gum?
I want to say white. And just a powder. Like, I've seen it as a white powder.
I was trying to give you a hint with that.
I know, and I'm trying to think what that hint would be. Gum is traditionally pink. But I don't know if you would read into xanthan gum being kind of natural, so maybe brown gum?
It's the fear of the color yellow. I'm assuming xantha means yellow in Latin or something.
Oh. Yeah, I wasn't going to get there. But we had to have xanthan gum. Like, we couldn't just have regular gum when we had our braces. We being me and Katie. Whenever I say we, chances are I'm talking about me and Katie, just because I'm so used to saying that. It's always me and someone else doing the same damn thing. But different.
I know we talked about this before, but, like, whenever I always think of gum, I always think about fucking trading gum, like in school and stuff, and the economies that you'd make based off of gum economies.
Yeah.
And it's, like, interesting that I'm kind of drunk now, so I'm kind of just going on rants. This has nothing to do with fears at all, Is that all right?
That's fine. Hey,
One
speak your
thing,
truth.
when I was like always taking acid, one thing that would always come into my mind is like, are like economies like a necessary aspect of societies, or is it something just like created to like benefit those at like the top of it, you know?
Hmm.
And like I feel like there's some argument to say it's like, oh, economies are kind of necessary once you have like agricultural societies, because there's one person kind of producing all the food, and then how do you divvy that up?
Distribute that, and what goods can you pass? But then it's like bartering that
Right.
always just becomes.
Right.
Yeah.
But then so I think then like another point to like push towards would be kids creating an economy based off of gum trading, and like 5 gum was like $1, you know. It's like pretty basic, you know. You could get
A
what you
dollar a slice?
No.
You call them slices
I'm
of gum?
trying. Yeah, slices of gum.
Isn't that what they are?
No, a piece of gum.
Does it say pieces on the front of a box, or does it
don't
say
know.
slices?
No, it says pieces. I'm pretty
I feel
sure.
like it's. God.
I don't think it's. I'm pretty sure it's not slices of gum.
I like saying slices of gum.
But like Strident would always be like the top level gum.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Do you
But
remember the strawberry pound cake? Strident gum, wasn't it Strident that did that? Like
maybe
the
they did like layers and stuff. And I remember
but they did the
strawberry
layers,
one.
and I think they did a desserts thing. There was also like mint chocolate chip ice
Sure.
cream.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do remember those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did they get rid of fun gum like that? There's not fun gum like that anymore. It's just
No.
fucking Big
Dumb.
Red and spearmint, wintermint,
Yeah. I don't know, man.
and bubble gum. Keep going on
But,
your thing.
I think so. I think like a point to economies being like natural to humans would be like kids creating economies like that. But I also think you could say kids are just emulating what they've seen, you know, and
Yeah.
they see their parents trading money for certain goods and stuff, and the kids who are already rich families have the nice gum, therefore they're at the top of the economy, you know, and able
Yeah.
to not bring pencils to class, so they'll just trade gum for pencils, you know. And I don't know, it's interesting,
It is interesting.
but fears.
Fears.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm on the same page. You did make those gin and tonics, brother.
It's a little strong.
Strong. But
What do you think
delicious.
globophobia is?
Ooh, it's got to be planets.
No, fear of balloons.
Balloons. Ugh. Have you heard of people that have the fear of like the sound of balloons popping
Yeah,
and like the sound of them rubbing together?
I did not know
Like
that.
the squeegee noise?
I do have a lot of problems with certain noises. That's not one of them, though. I
What-
also have a problem with like textures, kind of. But
Tell me your sounds and textures you don't like.
the sounds I don't really like are like Sharpie marker on like a really waxy paper, like that kind of squeak. Oh, like even thinking about it kind of
Yeah.
fucks me up. But also, it's like someone else doing it bothers me, but me doing it and like feeling it, oh, like it's like literally making like my skin crawl right now.
Ugh.
Like, and then the
I
textures,
kind of like it.
the textures I don't like are really hard to describe, but it's like mostly I've only felt on like labels, like. You remember those weird ice creams that we had, the like Faygo ice creams that we
Yeah.
had?
Yeah.
The label.
The wrapping on the outside of it was
Yeah,
almost
I
like
could not touch it. Like it would.
waxy, sticky.
Yeah, it's such a weird texture to
Yeah.
describe, and then it's like the same kind of texture on your the perfumes that I got you, the
Yeah.
Something Strange bottles.
Mhm.
Those
Shout
kinda-
out something
Dude,
strange.
love those perfumes. Can't really touch the bottle. I have to grab it in like such a precarious way because
That's
it's like a small
crazy.
bottle, so the label almost wraps all the way around it.
Yeah. Their labels are great. I have nothing
are great.
bad to say about the labels.
But I
Ethan
don't
just
like
is
the way they
very
feel.
oddly touch sensitive, which
It's
is
also-
okay for you.
I also have a bad smell, like the hospital soap smell.
Yeah.
'Cause I was in the
That's
hospital a lot as
trauma.
a kid.
Yeah. Do you want to get into your fear of that smell?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really feel like a fear.
But
it
it was an experience where you did, I'm assuming, experience some
right.
fear
Yeah.
and uncomfortability.
Right, and like I feel like for such a traumatic event, you'd think. I don't
You
know,
might
I'd be
remember more?
No, I remember a lot of it. I don't. The smell of the soap, it feels like the thing that was the most impactful. I feel like I should just talk about it now. Since
Yeah.
when I was 10, my appendix ruptured, And then I kind of like sat on it for 3 days because I just thought I had like a really bad stomach ache.
Which is bananas.
It is bananas, and then like it literally made it into like my medical files that like I have a almost a problematic pain tolerance level, to the point where like if I ever said my pain level was like above like a 3 or a 4, like my nurses were supposed to give me morphine.
Yeah.
And
You're a badass kid, and then I gave you tattoos later, and you were throwing up in pain.
Yeah.
Sweating. Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's changed now, but I mean,
and I think it's maybe just the sensation.
Right.
Like you might like not feel that much internally.
Right.
Like tattoos are very external.
Sure.
So.
But yeah, so I was in the hospital. Like so, yeah, after 3 days, my stomach was just in so much pain. Like, and it was like a Monday, so like we went to the doctor's office, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go get you in for an emergency MRI." And then once we got back home from the MRI, my mom got a phone call saying, "Hey, yeah, you need to bring him into the emergency room."
Yeah.
But at that point, I was like screaming in pain. So like,
Don't play with the clip.
I'm not playing with the clip.
I thought I just heard it.
I'm not. That might have been me just popping.
Oh. I want to listen back to this. Was I right? Hey, hey, pause and take a screenshot. Play this again for Ethan. Okay, keep going.
Oh, so like, hey, yeah, like my mom calls an ambulance because like I'm just in too much pain to like be in a car ride, but they make me walk out to the ambulance. That sucked. But yeah, like I mean, so I'm in the hospital for like 10 days after my surgery and stuff. Because I have like a stomach infection because my appendix ruptured and then all of the goo from inside of it went around like all of my intestines and then infected my intestines, and then I almost went septic, and I had like a rare stomach infection called C. diff, and it made my poop and vomit bright yellow.
So fun.
Yeah, super fun.
It changes colors. That's so cool.
Yeah. And then I was released after 10 days, and then I came back the next day because I had like a really sharp pain right where my appendix was.
Ooh.
And I don't have any scars right there because they did it bioptically. And so they said that, oh, there's an abscess forming, but we caught it long enough. And I was in the hospital for another 12 days after that because they were trying to treat it with antibiotics. But I mean, so that smell, I think,
just brings you back to that?
Yeah, and it's from every time someone would walk into my room during the first 10 days, they would have to wash their hands because I had like a stomach infection. Yeah. And like if I caught anything, like I it was a pretty good chance like I would have died because like I was so every part of
your
me was
immune
just
system
so
was
weak.
So shot.
Like they had me doing like the breathing exercises every day where I'd like blow into something to make a ball rise to a certain level.
Yeah. Defibrillator or something?
Something like that. Not a defibrillator, that's for your heart, but yeah, something like that. I know what you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah. Something.
And I fucking hated having to do that. God. But it's something honestly like for old people mostly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like everyone would always have to like wash their hands to come in, and then I would only smell that smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it has to do with that.
Yeah, probably. That would suck. And would be a scary time that you'd feel a lot of fear. Wouldn't you say?
Yes. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
What is hippopotomonstrosesquepetilophobia?
Oh, is that the fear of long words?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, can I try reading that one?
Yeah.
I was going to say, the one that's going to be really long is that one. Hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia.
You're really good at sight reading words.
Well, yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hippopotamonostro.
Because it's hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Quipedaliophobia.
Hippopotamonimo, gonna bit you, man. I wanna go, I wanna know, and I wanna be, I wanna see. I'm gonna be the man that is a man. I'm a hippo rider to and fro. I'm gonna get you there, and now you know that I am the hippo guy. The hippo guy. Look at me, I'm feeling so fly. The hippo guy. The hippo guy. Take a look over there. Hey, what's that? It's the hippo guy. Oh!
Ethan's really good.
Thank you.
You do come up with a couple fun songs like that. I do like when you do that.
Thank you.
You get real inventive with it.
I want to get better at freestyling.
I think you're already a god at it, so.
No. Well, thank you.
Hey, someone, do you want to just take that you just did and then put some beats to it? Release it.
I kept
God, it's
switching
gonna go
keys
viral.
and like my rhythm kept changing. And
You can edit.
I can.
You can edit.
What's your dad's biggest fear? What do you think it is? Because I doubt you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. God.
What's Katie's biggest fear? You might know that one.
Don't know that one either. We don't. I actively talk about my fear of heights. But I don't know that any of my
true
family really
fears are
talks
like
about.
a hard thing to talk about, to open up, you know.
Yeah, like fear of failure, probably.
Yeah.
I betcha that's what, for sure, one of my sisters. I also think my dad. I think that's everybody's, you know?
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to live a successful life with whatever that means to them, you know?
Right.
So I feel a failure could mean anything for you, even if that's just as simple as not doing one thing that made you happy.
Right. Right. I think my fear of failure manifests more in like a fear of not being good enough. You know, like trying as hard as I can, but still just like it not just getting me there.
You just feel like you're not living up to your own expectations
no,
or other
not
people's
even
expectations.
That. Like just not achieving what I wanted to achieve, even though I tried.
Oh,
as
just
hard
not
as I
accomplishing.
can. And like I know, like it's just supposed to be like, oh, you tried as hard as you can, you know, good job.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, I hate that idea that like just not being able to do enough. And I don't think that sometimes that realization has to face me, but I feel like I've done a pretty good job of achieving what I tried to.
That's really interesting. So you think that well, because I don't think that I've really experienced that. I have, like, in ways, you know, just like personally, but like small.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much of like, oh, I'm going for this goal and I won't be able to accomplish it. Do you have just really lofty goals for yourself, you think? More than what you can accomplish?
I mean, yeah, I know. I've told you, like, yeah, like I want to start the institute, like a.
But don't you think you're just capable of that?
I mean, I do, but like. At the same point, I also understand. Like, I think what I'm. I don't know. Like, I'm confident that, like, hey, if it was just left up to me, like, I think I could. But there's so much out of my control, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess maybe that's what I'm more afraid of, just being out of control.
Out of control, yeah.
I like to think I'm not a control freak, but damn.
Might have some little tendencies there, brother.
I think I'm just good when I'm in control.
Do you think you're the best at everything when you're in control? Like,
No.
if you were put in in any circumstance and you were just randomly put in control.
No, absolutely not. But I think I think one of my strongest capabilities is like learning on the fly. You know, I feel like I can.
Sure, good adaptability.
Yeah, I can figure things out quick enough. I don't know. I don't care about talking about this.
Sure. The laundry's going. I don't know if y'all can hear that.
Uh-oh. Say, here.
I mean,
I think we're all right. I don't
yeah.
think you'd be able to hear that.
Okay. I got a fear of hearing the laundry. What do you think a crazy fear to have is?
That's a good question. I think on a really like a kind of unfortunate level is like being afraid of dogs. Like people who have like traumas with dogs and stuff, dog related traumas, and then just like being around, especially like bigger dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like then you like meet people, it's like, oh, you don't like dogs, but don't you like dogs? You know?
Yeah.
You seem like a bad.
Because people that love dogs fucking love dogs.
Yeah, absolutely, and see how they could like never do like any harm, or that like they can be very large creatures, and like as humans, like large cats and large dogs were like our like predators when we were like fucking just more animals, you know, when we weren't as dominant as we were. So it's like on a biological level, it makes sense to be afraid of them because at one point that motherfucker
that thing was hunting you.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid and we had a birthday party or something, and some family friend, relative, somebody brought their dog, which was this beautiful tan pit bull, but was a massive fucking pit bull, and I was really little, and I remember standing next to it, and it was like a little kid standing next to a horse. Like, that's how big this thing was. And I was scared of it, because my parents were also like, oh, pit bulls are mean dogs.
Oh.
And that's how I was trained.
Yeah.
And pit bulls are just the sweetest dogs ever. Anyways, and that dog was also, but I remember, well, no, that dog actually wasn't. I do remember it barking at one point, but it was fine. It was fine. There were a bunch of kids and nobody got hurt. It was totally fine.
Good.
And I do think that dog was semi-trained. That's kind of the thing. They just need to get their energy out, and if they don't, any dog can become vicious. Absolutely. Chihuahuas are the fucking most vicious dogs there are ever. Always got a bunch of pent-up rage. I'm
scared of chihuahuas.
That's why they're shaking. They're holding in the rage.
They got the devil in them.
Yeah, God. My sister was really afraid of Mocha. That might be one of her fears. Mocha was the name of one of our childhood friends, Chihuahuas. That I do think Mocha has since passed.
R.I.P. Mocha.
Yeah, God bless. But that little dog was fucking crazy. Like a long-haired golden Chihuahua. That for some reason, so Katie and I stayed over for a sleepover at one point, and Madison and her older sister put Mocha in the pantry, closed the pantry door, and rang the doorbell, because apparently that just got him riled the fuck up, like crazy. And then they opened the pantry door, because they were like, let's show off Mocha being a fucking maniac, because this is, like, funny.
Right.
But Mocha, like, ran after Katie and was, like, gonna attack her, essentially. Like, little nails scraping across the wood as he's, like, barking and running at her. And
this dog no more than, like, 15 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, like, I wouldn't even say 15. I'd say he was probably 6 pounds.
Oh,
like,
gee,
this is a tiny little dog.
So it is funny that she's all riled up.
Yes.
Okay.
But then Katie was, like, hearing the bark and, like, kind of got scared, so she ran and got, like, jumped up on the couch, and Mocha was, like, also kind of jumping up on the couch, and so Katie flipped and fell over the back end of the couch.
My gosh.
And fell on the hardwood floor.
Yikes.
In front of me, Madison, her older sister, and then also their older sister that was, like, gonna leave for college soon. And we were all just looking at her as like she got the wind knocked out of her, and then Mocha ran around the other side of the thing and was basically just barking in Katie's face, like didn't really do anything. But
I mean, what is it gonna do?
I mean, kind of bite. Like, one of the sisters did grab him by the collar and pull him away, but yeah, It was just a maniac of a dog, and then she, like, I don't know that she got totally embarrassed. Also, the sister that was leaving for college, her comforter was just like a couple inches over, so if Katie fell, she would have felt like fallen on a mattress,
Oh, yeah.
essentially. But she landed on the wood floor.
Oh,
So
yikes.
it was just all around bad situation.
Sounds kind of funny, though.
Yeah, I laughed, unfortunately. I do feel bad, but it was funny to watch.
I used to be scared of walking our dog.
Yeah.
Like, Scout.
Why?
Well, when I was, like, younger.
Do
And
you
he was,
think
like,
he'd get yanked?
yeah, he was, like, probably, like, 70 pounds or whatever.
Sure.
He was bigger
Yeah.
for a dog. And, yeah, like, I mean, if he decided to run, he would pull me along. And, like, one time, he, like, got distracted by something that was, like, off on the side of the road, and he, like, literally just, like, went for it and, like, dragged me across the pavement with him.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
So I never really liked when my parents would ask me to go walk the dog. I'd be like, do I have to?
Yeah. See, I never had that issue. All my dogs growing up were 20 pounds or less. We had Lily. Shout out Lily. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Lily.
Little Bichon Shih Tzu mix.
Sebastian could probably pull a child.
Oh, yeah. He's 40 pounds.
He's a
chunky
strong
boy.
40 pounds also.
Yeah, he's sturdy.
Yeah, he is.
He's, Oh, what is he? He's some poodle mix.
He's a
He's
little guy.
Or just
Big
like
guy.
100%, 100% hypoallergenic, but it's poodle mixed with something.
100% lady killer.
Both his parents were 15 pounds, so we should have been small.
It's crazy how big he is.
Yeah, when we got him from the place, they were saying, yeah, he's the...
This is your parents' dog, by the way.
Yes.
We should clarify.
And my dad is allergic to dogs, so that's why they had to go to this. It was like a breeder, kind of. I don't know. I don't know what the situation was going on there, but they had a bunch of dogs. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Tie it back to fear.
What was I saying about the poodle?
I think you were just describing Sebastian and how he could yank a child around.
Both his parents were 15 pounds.
Yeah, so he should
And
be
it's-
real little.
Yeah.
But he's not.
Oh, they were just saying that he was the monster truck of the litter.
Yeah.
I don't know if I already said that.
You did not say that. But yeah, no, he's
That was
fucking-
the whole thing.
He just kept growing also.
Yeah,
you
because
guys
his
were
paws
like,
were so big.
you guys were like, oh, this is the biggest you should get. Oh,
Well,
this is the
I
biggest you
wanted
should
my
get.
parents to get him because I was trying to convince them to get a little bit bigger of a dog, just to be a little sturdier and be able to help my mom if that was needed at any point.
Yeah.
And
God, Sebastian wants someone to try and fuck up your mom.
yeah. Well, he would just run up to them and lick them a bunch. That's what he would do.
Yeah. He's just being excited to meet
Yeah.
someone.
But all the other dogs that we were looking at were like really small, or like cocker spaniels, that kind of, like, already kind of at the around the size that they'd be. Just they'd get like a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But then when we saw Sebastian, I saw how fucking big his foot pads were, and I knew that he'd get a lot bigger. And that's
Oh.
kind of what they were saying, that like he was the monster truck of the litter because his paws were so fucking big, and they were saying that he was gonna get bigger. But my parents thought,
walking as a little
No, no,
guy because
no.
his feet were so big.
yeah, he waddled like a duck. It
Aw.
was so cute. Now he just walks normal. It's his gotcha day today.
That's right.
So it's 3 years now that my parents have had Sebastian. So happy gotcha day, Sebby.
How about shout out Sebby?
Yep. We do good on shout outs on this.
We do.
little-
We give people
little pod.
their credit.
Yeah. Did you have... Were you just asking me a question about fear?
I was trying to relate it back somehow.
Sure. Are you scared of monster trucks?
No, I really liked monster trucks as a kid.
Yeah.
We had a whole bunch of toy monster trucks, and we went to a couple monster truck rallies.
Did you ever have a fear of monsters under your bed?
No, but I had a big fear as a kid of people like breaking in through my window.
Oh,
So like I would always make sure my windows were closed and locked and stuff.
God, that's
Yeah,
scary.
I don't know why I thought that.
Did you watch it in a show or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
I was just like always for sure like, hey, if someone's coming into my room, they're coming in through the window.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful.
And then when I was like really little, I shouldn't say really little, like 4, because we just moved to Plainwell. Me and my brother shared a room, and like we'd keep the closet doors open. And I thought for sure we were waking up one morning. It was pretty early in the morning, but there was still enough light that I could see the doors open to the closet and our shirts hanging up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought for sure I saw a face in our shirts, like
Ooh.
some sort of like something was like manifesting in our shirts and like making a face and stuff.
That's scary.
And like I was just like laying there for like an hour in the morning, just like sitting there like staring at this face, hoping Drew would wake up and then like see it also.
Were you what is it? Sleep paralysis?
I think it like honestly was like a form of like sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Like, when I was like a kid.
God, that's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I never had anything quite like that.
And then that kind of started like a fear of my closet and stuff that I would. But like I guess I was conscious enough as a kid that I would close my closet on my own.
Sure.
I would never ask my parents to close my closet door.
Interesting. Yeah, I never liked sleeping with my closet door open, but that was just more so that I couldn't see what was in it. Because I have a big fear of the dark.
Sure.
I think I don't like darkness because it's also I don't like the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like something I kind of can't fucking figure out, which is why it was so scary. Ooh, got another thing, fear. I at one point thought that I was going blind.
What?
So this was just like a little instance in my Tungsido Kyohei class, my martial arts class. For those that don't know, Tungsido Kyohei
Just like martial farts.
which was created by Bill Church. Shout out Bill Church, who was like bald-ish, white hair, but mutton chops, and like 3 of his fingers were missing. He was a big
Cool.
guy that
Hell
like.
yeah.
Mixed a bunch of different martial arts that he studied into one martial arts that he called Tungsido Kyohei. I was like gold belt. I did not make it far. That's like the 3rd belt you can get. Anyways, why was I talking about?
I don't know. You said something
Oh,
about
blind,
fear.
going
Yeah.
blind. So we were at the dojo, and Katie and I were sparring.
Oh yeah, I remember this story.
Yeah, and so they were counting, and they were having each of us just throw punches at the other, and then the other would deflect. And we were just doing those reps. Anyways, it's my turn to punch Katie, near punch Katie, and they call like to punch, and I don't punch because all of a sudden my vision is like so gray and washed out. It's like your face being really close to just the static of a TV, but without that much that you're seeing.
Sure.
And it was just really crazy. And Katie was just looking at me, and she said something, but I couldn't even hear because I was like so overwhelmed by the fact that I was like I couldn't fucking see. So my sister said, it looked like you died in front of me.
Oh
like
my
your
gosh.
face totally drained of all color. My lips turned purple. Like they actually turned purple.
In my CPR class, I learned what that was called, but I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool that you learned it. I don't know what it is either.
Because it means you're not breathing.
But I was breathing.
I don't know. Your lips would not have turned purple then. Or
They
more.
did. They did. And my temperature dropped like crazy. And I didn't throw the punch. Anyways, all of a sudden I'm hearing like Katie grabbing onto my shoulders and yelling in my face. And then I have one of the other teachers like running up and asking like, is she okay? What's going on? There's like 30 other kids in this room as I'm just like standing and waddling. Anyways, they get me to drink some water, and eventually I can start to see again. But it was really scary because like everything, it was like kind of a wash of gray from the edges of my vision, and there was just nothing. I think I should have fainted. Like that's what I think should have happened, but I just stayed conscious the whole time, which was really uncomfortable. I've never fainted before, so I don't know. I think there's something to that. Um, but then I had to sit in the corner of the dojo as they finished doing the drills.
Hmm.
Um, and the one teacher that walked up to me, she got me a glass of orange juice. So I was just sitting in my gi on the side, all like drained of color, like
Drinking
totally
some
white, purple lips, drinking orange juice. I went to
little.
the bathroom and I looked at myself and I looked dead. It was
Jeez.
really fucking scary. Um, and we didn't know what happened, but we were like, okay, well, I'm fine now. So then we broke off into our individual classes, and we went to this one room that didn't have AC, so it was like 90 degrees or something in that room as they were all doing the drills. But my temperature had dropped so much that I thought it was an ice cold room. Like,
Jeez.
I was fucking frozen. So all of the kids would run up to me like during a break and like just touch me to see how I felt, and they're like, "Oh my god, you feel like an ice cube. Oh, it feels so nice." And I'm like just shivering. I'm like, "Can I get a blanket?" And they're like, "It's 90 degrees." Anyways,
What do you think happened?
I don't know. We went to the ER after that. My parents were very surprised to hear the extent of what had happened.
Yeah. And they're like, why didn't you call?
Yeah. Well, my mom was just in the other room. Like, she was in the building.
Oh, and they didn't even go get her?
I don't think they did.
That's crazy.
Or like,
I guess that's what you get for taking a fake karate class from Bill Church.
But no, it was a fun class that taught me a lot of discipline. We're calling him out by name, so we're saying good things about him.
Yeah.
And like it was fun, and it was like fine, I thought. But yeah, I had like EKGs and stuff after that to check on my heart rhythm, and they thought maybe I had like an arrhythmia or something happened. But it was just, they're like, oh, must have been some anomaly, but you seem fine now. I've never had an issue since.
Crazy.
But it was a ghost.
Ooh, dude, it was a ghost. You got possessed.
Yeah. Someone clocked in real quick. They're sitting in the back of my brain. Ooh, that's a scary thought. Now I'm gonna have a fear that in the very back of my head I got a little ghost.
That's still fun.
That is kind of fun.
No, me alone.
It's like the worm in Sally.
What?
The worm in Sally's eye, and
What?
you know, I want to say Nightmare on Elm Street, but that's wrong. Nightmare Before Christmas. Sally, she's got like a bunch of chunks.
I know what you're talking about now.
The blue chunk girl.
Yes, the blue chunk girl. Exactly. Fear.
What do you think
Fear.
the rarest fear is? What do you think something that like nobody could be afraid of?
That nobody... That's interesting. Because we live in a really... And this might be my most boomer take, but like... I feel like we live in like a time when like everyone wants to be like special, so we figure out ways to like make ourselves special. So some people would lean towards, oh, I'm afraid of toenail clippings, you know, and it's like I can't be around them.
Sure,
So then,
like when
I
everybody
make
convinced themselves that
TikToks
they
about
didn't
it.
like the word moist. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm scared of the word moist.
Right.
Ooh, it's so gross.
Yeah. I mean, that has I feel
Trigger
like
warning: the word moist.
Yeah. I mean, but ignoring that aspect of things,
You don't think
Maybe,
it's
like-
real? You don't think those people are actually just naturally scared of it, and it's
Maybe- I mean,
now
there-
people
there-
can just talk about it?
I think there are absolutely probably cases like that, but I think it's probably more likely people aren't. I think it's like a lot of like people on TikTok being like, "Oh, I have ADHD because
Well, maybe you're just anti-TikTok.
it's not even." I would say social media in general. Are you not agreeing with me?
I'm partially agreeing. I understand your perspective, but I also think that anybody can be scared of anything. And in this day and age, people can just talk about it more, and
Right.
it's not so stigmatized.
I guess what I'm saying
I think it's a bit of both.
It's a culture of self-diagnoses. and
Sure.
trying to make yourself special via self-diagnoses.
Right, and a lot of people do want to be individuals after seeing so many people that do appear live like them, I guess.
Sure. And I guess
think
there's
it's a little bit of
there's
everything.
nothing wrong with trying to stand out. I guess I don't know. I guess I need to maybe reflect more inward on why it annoys me, but maybe it's because I don't feel special because of these fears.
What do you think isoptrophobia is? Isoptrophobia.
Being alone?
Fear of mirrors.
Fear of mirrors. Okay, that's interesting. I
Yeah.
wonder what that prefix is from.
It's almost like my joke earlier, fear of glass.
That was my joke.
Well, you set me up for it. No, you said that one. Papyrophobia?
Paper?
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you afraid of paper? Paper cuts suck.
I'm so scared of paper. Whoa.
Oh, yeah, heliophobia.
Whoa. Heliophobia?
Heliophobia.
Heliophobia. Oh, fear of the sun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that suck to have?
That would suck. That's a vampire.
Yeah, you kind of need the sun.
Gotta
Omphalophobia?
have the sun.
Omphalophobia.
Omphalophobia. Get your malamobia. I don't know. Elephants?
Fear of belly buttons.
Fear of belly button. That's fake.
No.
That's a fake one.
I don't like belly buttons.
That doesn't mean you have a fear of belly buttons.
They make my elbows feel weird.
That's interesting.
Yeah, at
Doesn't mean it's a
times,
fear.
It's almost like a shiver going down your spine, but in a weird way. That's how I would describe that. Like
But
belly buttons, and
why?
when I think about belly buttons, they make my elbows feel weird. Should I be afraid of that?
Why?
What does that
though?
mean?
I don't know. It's just I don't get it.
I mean, I don't know I don't know if it's like my blood's pulsing weird or
Your blood pulsing weird makes you afraid of belly buttons?
no. Oh, why I'm afraid of belly buttons?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm afraid of them necessarily, but they make me
feel weird.
uncomfortable. Well, okay, but you don't really have on the very like inside of my belly button. There's almost like a little like the end of the tie that like when that's touched, I feel like almost a nerve moving on the inside of my belly. Like it feels fucking crazy.
Right.
And it's attached to God knows what. Certainly, I don't know. I
attached to
was
your soul.
homeschooled, but God, like it feels so like central and weird, and so then like just seeing others, it's just like seeing an open nerve, kind of.
It's like the one thing every human has. It's like a belly button and an asshole.
Do Adam and Eve have belly buttons?
Yes.
Every time I think about belly buttons, I do think about Adam and Eve, because ever since I heard, like, well, Adam and Eve didn't have belly buttons, because they weren't born from anyone.
Did God have
It's
a belly
crazy.
button?
He didn't. Jesus did, because he was born of Mary, the 15-year-old.
Right. But God made man in his image. Did God have a belly button?
You're raising a very interesting question.
Dude, God's belly button?
If God
that's
has
like
a belly
good
button,
name for
I'm
a little-
scared. Say that, what were you
If
saying?
God's belly button would be like a good name, like nickname for a town, like a charming southern town. Hey, welcome to Steendale, God's belly button.
I like that. What would their
Lint
town
capital of the
slogan
world.
be? Lutrophobia?
Lutrophobia, scared of luchadors.
Lutrophobia.
Lutra.
Lutra. Lutrophobia.
Fear of possessions?
Fear of otters.
Fear of otters.
Who's scared of otters? They're so cute. One time I saw an otter up in the UP, and he was floating on his little belly, and he had a red delicious apple right on his little chest, and he was nibbling on it.
Are there otters up in the UP? That might have been like
It might have been a
beaver or something.
could have, yeah. Now that I think about it. No, it wasn't a beaver, because I didn't see a beaver tail. I have pictures. It looks otter but gopher-esque.
Maybe a
Like
muskrat?
a muskrat, maybe?
I don't know if a muskrat would swim on its back, though. Because
And
I feel
maybe
like
it was
otters are a bit warmer climate
And
than
maybe it wasn't
EP.
floating on its back and it was just eating an apple. I'm a little, that memory's a little hazy.
Yeah.
Chirophobia?
Chirophobia. Chirophobia. Fear of Cairo, Egypt.
Fear of hands.
Whoa. Look out. Bah.
Wait, yeah, fear of hands. I like hands. I do not have a fear of hands.
Hey, that would be
hands are cool.
That'd be a pretty rough one.
Yeah, what do you not like looking at your own hands?
And also, like, I wonder what you'd be like. Oh no! Now thinking about it, I guess I can understand why you'd be afraid of hands or something. Like if you were like traumatized by like someone like touching you
or grabbing you,
or and like the thing you really remember are like the hands of it. You know?
Oh yeah, that's.
So you're just like, if you ever like see just like a disembodied hand, like you're just like looking down, zoning in on someone's
Yeah,
hand
hands just in a
comes-
black void, that kind of thing that a
Yeah.
lot of people.
So if like a hand just comes
Yeah.
into your sight without seeing the rest of it, it'd be fucking terrifying. I could see that. That'd
Yeah.
be spooky.
That would be scary. But wouldn't that be the fear of being grabbed or being touched, not just the fear of hands?
That's a good
Because it's
point.
maybe got to be like, you're just so triggered by hands themselves.
What about them?
I don't know.
About them.
Your phalanges.
About them.
What about ablutophobia?
Ablutophobia. That's a fear of God.
What makes you say that?
I don't know.
You're
I'm
wrong.
thinking about God a lot, so it's the first thing that came to my head.
Fear of washing, bathing, or cleansing.
Oh, interesting. That definitely has some pretty obvious correlations to why you'd be afraid being molested in a bath.
Oh, well, I feel like now you're just on a molesting train.
Well, because that's very likely a childhood trauma.
Not wanting to bathe may stem from an accident involving water or experiencing abuse as a child that involved water.
Yeah,
or bathing.
see, dude? Everything's based in childhood traumas.
Yeah, but maybe it's more of like a water thing. Like you have a hard time getting in a bath because you got close to drowning.
That's fair.
You know.
Yeah.
Let's
Not
hope
rape.
it's a close drowning instead. God, I don't want to say either. They're both horrible. We should maybe have a trigger warning on this episode. Poopaphobia. Poopaphobia.
Poopaphobia.
Pupaphobia. It's pupaphobia.
Puppet fear of puppets?
Yeah.
Hey. That's
The little picture they use.
that's a scary puppet. Marionettes are scary, I will admit that.
Yes and no. I think there's some charm to them. It's like watching old cartoons, like black and white cartoons. I was always a little bit scared of it because they're kind of fucking freaky deaky. Like old cartoons.
Oh, something, yeah, like old, super old school ones, yeah.
But like there was some charm to them. Like I like the story they were telling.
Yeah, I mean, they're all hand drawn, you know.
Yeah.
Every frame is hand drawn.
Turophobia.
Pterophobia?
Turophobia.
Turo?
Turo. Turophobia.
Fear of bulls?
Fear of cheese.
Fear of cheese?
You have the opposite of that. Ethan loves cheese.
Dude, I love cheese. I'm afraid of how much I love cheese. What's that?
I couldn't tell you, but whatever it is, you have it.
But I don't like mac and cheese. Well, I do
No.
like mac and cheese, but I don't love mac and cheese. I don't like a very cheese. I like a noodly mac and cheese. I like
You
my
like
noodles.
real cheese. You like a sharp cheddar cheese.
I do. I
Or a
wouldn't say that.
Parmesan cheese.
I love a Parmesan.
You love a sharper, more a stronger profile cheese.
Yeah.
And mac and cheese is usually just like a creamy sauce.
Yeah.
Than
I
it
don't
is
like
a-
the cream of a cheese. Don't
Yeah.
love cream cheese either.
I do. Well, it's been a new thing that I've recently dabbled a little more in some cream cheeses, and I'm surprised how much I think it's actually kind of okay.
Don't like sour cream.
I like
I
sour
could go on
cream.
a whole escapade on sour cream.
Cottage cheese. I'm sure
Don't
there's
like
people
it.
out there that don't like cottage cheese. I think that's a
Don't
fear.
like it.
I also don't like it. I tried to like it. No. I recently got into it. That's not true. On a ruffle chip, some sour
That
cream.
actually sounds kind of good.
Yeah,
Sour
actually
cheese
on a
on
ruffled. That's
chip.
how I had them because that's how my roommate Emma, she would snack
Shit.
on a thing of.
My brother and my dad, like, we'd be eating, whatever
Yeah.
with our dinner, and they would have just a side of cottage cheese with it.
Ugh.
Yeah, I never understood
Or
it.
people that mix it with fruit, I don't get that.
That's nuts.
That's gross.
That's
to
bonkers
me.
town's banana pants.
That feels not right.
Those people, lock them up. I don't really believe in incarceration too much, but those people...
Let
the
them.
chair.
Yeah. Oh God. I was just gonna say, let them all move to a place where that's acceptable.
Yeah, there
and
you go.
fine.
Yeah, they can have their own.
They can have their
fucking
own
space
state.
where they can eat cottage cheese and
Yeah, the cottage
fruit,
cheese state.
and then die, because
Mhm.
that will only ever lead to death in my mind.
God. Ephebiphobia.
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 Ephebiphobia is a fear of Phoebe Bridgers.
Oh God. Fear of youth.
Fear of youth.
Ephebiphobia. That's
So is
so
that
fun
is that
to
like
say.
is it like a? I wonder, because that's fairly abstract. I wonder if that's like a fear of young people or like a fear of the idea of youth.
People with ephebiphobia don't really want to be anywhere near teens, and the media really hasn't helped.
I get it.
A 2002 article published in the Los Angeles Times covered the full-blown media panic around teens. I'm reading this article about phobias on goodhousekeeping.com. I'm citing my source. Don't sue.
Don't sue, please. We have no money. We have
None.
less than no money, actually.
We'd actually love for you to give us money,
Yeah, give us some money.
please. Now that we're sponsored by Good Housekeeping.
Yeah.
Electorophobia.
That's fear of the electoral college.
ALEC. Electorophobia.
That's fear of people with the name Alec, because it doesn't make sense.
That's got to be
The
a real
name
one.
Alec, I've known too many people named Alec. Probably like two, but that still feels like too many.
I knew one Alec with a C.
Yeah,
which makes a little
A-L-E-C.
more sense than ALEK.
Oh, okay. But like it does. I don't like it as a name.
It doesn't feel
nothing
complete.
against people named Alec, but like,
Is there I was gonna say, is there another name equivalent? I was gonna say it's like Mac to Max, but Mac is actually a name.
It's almost like Drew's name. Everyone wanted Drew to be like, oh, is it short for Andrew? But like, no,
I was gonna say Drusif.
it's just Drusif. I read Drusif Stalin.
Spelled DREW?
Yeah, he was a guitarist on YouTube.
Oh,
He
cool.
plays Gent.
Sick.
Very.
Don't know what
cool.
that is.
Whatever.
It's a fear of chickens.
Oh.
Yeah. Pantheraphobia.
Panthera. Fear of plants?
Fear of mothers-in-law.
Oh. Interesting.
They're quirky at Good Housekeeping. They say, okay, everyone's a little afraid of their mother-in-law.
That's such like a boomer joke. I'm like, mother-in-laws, am I right?
Yeah. Linophobia.
Linophobia. Why don't you get to know ya?
Fear
Bro.
of string.
Fear of
I wonder if
string.
it's like a texture thing. Oh, it talks about being tied up or kidnapping.
Oh, yikes.
Dipnophobia. DEIPNO. Dipnophobia.
Dipnophobia. Fear of diapers? I'm just making the most instant connection to what
Yeah,
it sounds
that's
like.
what I was doing. Fear of dining.
Fear
It's
of
another
dining. Okay.
deep word.
Yeah. Fear of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I
Would you-
love dinosaurs.
Would you be scared of a dinosaur if it walked up to you?
Absolutely. Unless it was like a herbivore, but I would be afraid of its size.
Yeah.
I would keep my distance. I don't think I would ever try to pet a dinosaur per se.
You think
it's like
that
a
they
little
look like how we
guanlong.
think they look, or you think they got feathers and fuzz and hair and shit?
I think, for a little bit of context, I did work for a museum exhibit that was
You talk
all
about that a little. I'm
dinosaurs.
gonna take my
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
break.
you gotta go take a smoke break. You're entitled as a member of. We could talk about that. We're entitled to a 30-minute paid lunch and a 15-minute break every day. Um, but
It's the
oh
only piece we get.
yeah, Abby said it's the only piece we get. uh, so you had a job where I was working for a museum exhibit that was all about Tyrannosauruses, and we had a number of TVs, and I was the AV guy, so I was responsible for setting them up and stuff. So I always saw the content that we put onto them, and one of them was about like how we figured out that that we found that certain species did have feathers, and we even had like a velociraptor. One of the few non-tyrannosauruses we had was a velociraptor with feathers, and that thing looked fucking crazy, dude. It is so insanely terrifying seeing a velociraptor with feathers, and the sculptor that they did to get it did such a good job making this thing.
Do you
Like
think
it's
it was meteor?
no, and I mean like they're like it's kind of shockingly small. Like it would probably while standing, it's probably be like maybe 5'10". Like it would look at me like right in the eyes, like if it was like standing with me. And then, but it's probably no more than like 50 pounds. And like lengthwise, it's probably no more than like 5 feet also. But then it's like its fucking claw on like its foot is almost the size of its foot itself. Like it's just massive fucking talon,